In example one, we have some data that represents the number of points scored by the winning team in the Super Bowl from the last 10 years. Determine the indicated statistical measures. So if we look at A, B, and C, we've got mean, median, and mode. These are all representations of the center of the data. The range is actually a representation of the spread. And it's not the only one, but that's just what it means. It's how spread out the data is. To figure out the mean, or the arithmetic mean, the average, what we'll do is we'll take each one of the data points. We're going to add those up, and this doesn't have to be in order. It'll work out the same. And then we're going to divide by how many there are. So before I do this, especially when you type this in your calculator, I'm just going to double check that I've got each one. So I've got 43, 34, 21, 31, 31, 27, 17, 29, 21, and 24. And if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, there are 10 numbers. So we'll type this in our calculator. I'd recommend hitting enter, and then you can just hit the division sign and then divide by 10. If you type this whole thing in your calculator with the division, you're going to want to use parentheses around the numerator. The denominator doesn't need parentheses because it's just a single term or factor, and if you put them in there, it wouldn't hurt. Anyways, take a moment to type this into your calculator. Maybe you have already. If not, just hit pause, and you can figure out if you've got the right answer here, which is 27, whoopsies, 27.8. So there's your mean for these numbers. The median works a little bit different. It's still a measure of the center of the data. And to figure out the median, what we need to do is we need to create an ordered list from least to greatest. So if we look at our data, the lowest number I see is going to be a 17. I also like to cross those off when I use them. That way I won't repeat things, or in the case of like 31, we'll definitely want to put that number in there a couple times. The next highest number past 17 is 21, and there's actually two of those. So I'll write 21 and 21. Then the next highest number, I think, is a 24. So we've got 24 right there. There's only one of those. And then I see a 27 and a 29. So I'll write 27 and 29. Now I'm getting into the 30s here a little bit, it looks like. So I've got 31 a couple times. So I'll cross those off. Then I've got 34. Then I've got 43. And I'm just going to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers. I like to do that from time to time, or with each example rather, because it helps me figure out if I've missed something or if I've added an extra number in. Now to find the median, we're going to find the middle of this data, or the middle number, and it's important once again that the list is from least to greatest. To do that, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the left, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the right, and that's going to be right in here. So it turns out that when you have an even number of pieces of data, like 10 numbers, you're going to have to find the average of the middle two. There's not going to be a number that line were to go through, or a number right in the middle. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this 27 and 29. We're going to add those up and then divide by 2. Or you can just find the number that's directly in the middle of 27 and 29, which should be 28. Now, it's possible for the mean to be the same as the median, but oftentimes they're not the same. The mode is a little bit more interesting maybe than the other two. And the mode is the thing that appears, or the piece of data that appears the most, or has the most repetition. You can have no mode. If there's just one repetition of each number, then there's no mode, or just one of each number, then there's no mode. You could have one mode, or you could have multiple modes. So in this one, we're going to take a look at the one that's repeated the most. So we have 21 here, and let's try to pick a different color for you. Stand by on that one. So we'll go with maybe green. So we've got 21 and 21. We also have 31 and 31. And each of those numbers is repeated twice. So we can list 21 and 31 as the modes. Once again, we're looking for the number that's repeated the most. There could be no mode, one mode, or a few of them. Now, if there was another 31, then you wouldn't want to write 21 down. You'd only want to write 31 because it would have appeared 3 times if there was an extra 31 in there. To work with the range, we're going to think a little bit differently for that one. So now we're not talking about the measure of the center of the data. We're actually talking about how spread out it is. And what we're going to do here for the range is we're going to take the highest number, which is 43, and we're going to subtract the lowest number, which is 17, or find the difference between the largest piece of data and the smallest. So 43 minus 17 happens to be 26.